Howdy, 52, how are you folks? Have you ever had buyer's remorse when it came to a motorcycle? This is a Legacy sports complex, Legacy Center, where they have a whole bunch of baseball events, soccer events, really a training place that's close to my house, which is pretty cool. I remember as we were getting through the pandemic, going by there and seeing all of a sudden a lot of people playing baseball, and that's when I knew hopefully we were on the other side of it. So that's a whole different conversation that I'm not going to have while riding, but I was thinking, actually what happened is I was watching a YouTube video, or I was getting ready to watch a YouTube video, and a guy had a picture of his Pan America, and he's like, I don't think I should have got this. And it made me think about regrets or buyer's remorse, right? We've all had it at some point, right? Whether it was, when you were younger, you bought a house that was too big for you, and then your house poor, and you're like, man, I should have bought a smaller house. Or you bought a vehicle that you're like, I know I shouldn't spend this much money, I really can't afford it. I'm gonna, crap, what am I gonna do now, right? So you're kind of remorseful that you spent that money, and you're like, oh, I made a mistake, right? I remember when I was, and I've only really had 3 jobs in my professional career, and I remember moving to the second one, and I hadn't started yet, and I'm like, I'm going to need a new truck, so I went out and bought a new truck. Actually, I leased a truck, which I never do. Leasing is never good for you. That's, again, a whole different conversation. So I leased this truck really because I didn't know what I was going to do from a job perspective for a vehicle. So I leased this thing, I had like a month, and sure enough, I get a new job, and they give me a brand new spanking truck to use. So now I have 2 brand new spanking trucks to use. So I had some regret. There's no doubt about that. But let's talk about motorcycle regret. There's a lot of times that maybe you put something on your motorcycle and you're like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't put those pipes on. I really don't like them, or they don't sound how I want them, or should I really put a stage 2 and 3 on? Now I'm having problems with the bike, or should I really spend the money to put new bars on when these bars are good? A lot of times you just kind of that natural, oh crap, should I have done that? I'm one of those guys that go, okay, you did it, get over it, right? It's not that bad of a thing, right? But then there's also buying a motorcycle regrets. So in my lifetime, I've been really riding for the last 7 or 8 years. I have had 4 motorcycles. And when I started riding again, I rode a buddies in college, but when I started riding again, I actually bought a Suzuki C50, M50, something like that. And I bought it because it was outside the neighbor's house of my sister. And when I started thinking about riding again, took the safety course, and so I went and bought that motorcycle. I think I paid $4,000 for it. $4,000 in cash for the motorcycle. And I really wanted to buy a used one to go, do I really want to, ride motorcycles? Do I really want to invest in it? And of course, I had that thing for 3 or 4 weeks. And I'm like, oh my God, I love this. So I basically went in and bought a 2016 Street Glide Special, brand new, from Harley Davidson. And I will tell you, at the end of the day, it probably cost me $1,000 to have that motorcycle for a month. So I had some serious regret from buying that motorcycle. But I learned, right? So let's move on to my Street Glide Special that I bought. I love Street Glide Specials. Now, there's a lot of jokes. I got a good buddy that has one that has a beautiful blue one, an amazing bike. And I know people kind of joke around about Street Glide Specials. And I've had an Ultra Limited and now this Road Glide Limited. I like Street Glide Specials. I always have. But when I bought mine, I was looking for a certain color. And I settled for matte black. Is it matte black? I don't know. matte black. I don't know what it is, but I will tell you that it looks super sharp until I realize you really have to take a little extra special care. Now, I know folks are going to say, hey, there's products and stuff for that. But here's the bottom line. If you happen to use any detergent when you wash, that matte black color comes off and it gets shiny. And you've got a mess. And by the way, if you happen to catch your foot or something on it, that scratch looks awful. Just flat out awful. So I will tell you, when I made the decision to buy a bigger touring bike for myself and my wife, and we bought an Ultra, while I loved my Street Glide Special, I was super happy to get rid of that damn color. I can't even tell you. I know people love it, and people in the comments are going to go, dude, you're crazy, but I don't care what anybody says. If you're thinking about buying one, hey, go for it. If you'd like some feedback, really, send me a message, because I'll talk you out of it. So I did not regret buying that motorcycle, but I sure regretted buying that color. So then when I traded that in and got the Ultra, just totally love that bike. Hey, it wasn't perfect. Did a lot to it. Zero regrets. And of course, now that I've had the Road Glide, it's about 4,500 miles so far. Zero regrets. So really no regrets or remorse about buying this motorcycle at all. And the other two times, you live and learn. It wasn't the end of the day. It was learning for me. But I definitely had a little bit of regret or remorse. Now, we all have those things. We all have those things in our lives that, wish we did different, or, wish we didn't make this purchase. And we all have that. But when it comes to motorcycles, it's important, right? I guess life and stuff is important too, but it is really important to make sure that you kind of nail what you really like. And no regrets starting used and then upgrading. But I got to tell you, when I started this video off, I hope you didn't think I was regretting buying this bike, because this thing is amazing. And I'm super excited to have it. And looking forward to do a 5,000 mile review on it soon for everybody, to let you know how it's been in the first 5,000 miles. But if you don't mind, I would love to hear any regrets from a motorcycle perspective that you have. If you can leave in those in the comments, maybe that'll help somebody else out. If you have those personal regrets, well, I'm probably not the guy to talk to. So you may want to go see a professional for that. But hopefully you don't have regrets in life. You just kind of learn from it. And I know from a motorcycle perspective, I'm extremely happy with what I have now. And really, at the end of the day, going through the cycle of all four of those motorcycles got me to where I am, and extremely happy with what I'm riding now. As well as, it's shameful I have had 5 bikes, because I also have a Road King that I bought used, and I have zero regrets about that as well. So let me know what you regret when it comes to motorcycles, or maybe you have no regrets at all. You don't look back. You don't think about those things, because I really don't. But I think it would have been would be a good conversation to talk about. And I'm not sure exactly why I'm getting in this bad traffic in the middle of a week when people should be at work, probably like me. Thanks, folks, for checking in. Look forward to hearing your comments. Be safe out there. Be vigilant. Let's take care of everybody. Check on a friend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.